And I just came from NYU, from the Furman Center, announcing a data collection project that we are doing with the university that will help us to track risk and opportunity in the multifamily affordable housing universe, because we stand to lose tens of thousands of affordable housing units in New York City if we don't capture these buildings that are falling out of the Mitchell-Lama program and other incentive programs that we've created 20, 25 years ago. We've got about 171,000 units of affordable, subsidized housing in New York City. That's where we live. That's where we grew up. That's where our families started. That's what gives families the leg up and the opportunity to affordably live in a competitive city and enter the American economy. If we start losing that, we close the door of opportunity. And so it's important that we sustain these multifamily buildings and retrofit these multifamily properties and make them affordable. New partnerships for sustainable communities. The federal government is supporting on an unprecedented scale the planning and creation of sustainable communities that are better places to live and work and are more economically competitive. We've launched the Office of Sustainable Housing and Communities. It's an office housed at the headquarters in HUD. It's a partnership between the Department of Transportation, the Department of Environmental Protection, and the Housing Department. There is a lot of business opportunity that comes from every one of these initiatives. The President is committed, we're committed, Secretary Sean Donovan, myself, we're committed to procurement to minority and women-owned enterprises. We've actually set targets to reach a certain portion of our book of business that we do with the private sector. And believe me, we do lots and lots of business with the private sector. The government is the largest buyer of goods and services, the U.S. government on the planet. So, and we can't do it alone. We have to do it with the business community. So I'm going to share with you some information that hopefully I'm sure you have a mailing list and everybody's email address, and I can filter information to you. But here's what I'd like to offer you, and I'm going to stop here because we can talk about the efforts to green the American economy and why it makes sense for our future environmentally and economically, and it's a responsibility to future generations. It's clear. We can make the arguments, but everybody, I think, understands that. Unless, of course, you were watching the Republican presidential debate last night, and some of them don't believe that we have anything to do with global warming or anything like that, and we have no responsibility for what's going on. What I'd like to do is offer you we can host a workshop with your members and with other associated organizations that are like you at the federal building down at 26 Federal Plaza, where we will bring the procurement director for HUD, and we have in our building the SBA, we have the Department of Homeland Security, which is a big buyer of goods and services, as you know, as you can imagine. We have the EPA in our building at 26 Federal Plaza, but what we will do is we will do Al, a procurement workshop that will connect your members to opportunities for business, to doing business with the federal government.
Thank you.
Okay? Because, I could give a really glorious, inspiring, foot-stomping speech, or we can get right down to the bottom line and make the donuts. And I think ultimately that's what it's all about. We've got to deliver.
Right here, he has the palace.
We've got to deliver. Congratulations, you're an honoree, I know. We've got to deliver for the American people and for our community. And speaking of pallets, one of the things that we should talk about is in these disasters, there's a need for pallets. Every time there's a flood, every time, there's a way that stuff can be used. Right now we're, as you can imagine, when the President was in Paterson, New Jersey this past Sunday, we're in a full court press in Paterson right now, we're in a full court press up in the Catskill Mountains. Some of those towns were wiped out, businesses were wiped out, and we're in a hyper fast mode buying goods and services from companies to try to deal with the disaster. So this president understands that we have a responsibility to engage the entirety of our nation in the good and in the difficult, and create opportunity for all. So as somebody who has permission to speak on behalf of the president and the Secretary of HUD, I want to say we are here to work with you, and it's a real honor to be back in New York and back with La Familia. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much for your words. I think we all were starting. I saw a number of people, not just myself, taking notes and finding out how we can go ahead and participate in this initiative to make things better for our community and for the general public as well. So thank you so much for your words.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been asked to stay here to do some sort of presentation. She's the boss. I like that. What can I do? Hold the rule. That's right.